Hi, this is Paul from Model Builder International with another review from Flyhawk. So Flyhawk have released a second set of 1/700th World War II Royal Navy aircraft. And in this box we get 6 Fairy Seafox and 6 Supermarine Walrus. So the first thing I thought was the Seafox is an interesting choice because there was only just over 60 produced, and they only ever served on a small group of cruisers and armoured cruisers. So it'll be interesting to see where they're going to go with this, whether it's part of some other plan. So the Fairy Seafox, that was mostly used on cruisers, as I've said, came out just before the war and was retired by the middle of the war. The Supermarine Walrus, that was used a lot more widely, over 700 were made, and used on all sorts of different ships. So let's have a look at the box. Right, so it's time to have a look inside the box, see what we get. It's a pretty flat, small box. Pictures of both the aircraft types on the front, tells you on the front as well. There's 6 Seafoxes, 6 Walruses inside, on 700th scale. QR codes on here, one goes to Flyhawk's site, the other 2 to online stores. Colouring, painting guides here on the back. Good enough. The colours are, obviously there's a sample of the colour, the name, a couple of things in Chinese, and Mr. Hobby and Tamiya, so from those two you should be able to translate it into whatever you want, whatever your preferred colour is, or paint manufacturer. Nothing at the end, so let's have a look inside and see what we get. So there's we get 2 plastic bags with sprues, also 6 sprues in there taped together. The bag looks like 6 sprues in there as well, taped together. Instructions and a PE sheet and something else. So I'll be back in a minute when I've opened these bags and we can see what's inside. Okay, so now I've got the packaging off. There was 6 small sprues for each of the types of aircraft, 1 small sprue per aircraft, and those are in just plain plastic bags, but they're all held together with elastic bands, so nothing's going to move. That's the one for that's the sprue for the Seafox. I'll have a closer look at these in a minute. You can see there's a nice level of detail on there, pretty small parts obviously. This is the one for the Walrus, and pretty small parts, nice details though. Propellers included, and even the floats. Inside a resealable bag we have this photo etch, if I can get the reflections right. And I'll put a better photograph on the video in a minute. There's lots of small parts there. A small decal sheet. If I can get the light right. Yeah, it looks like there's, I can't see any backing sheet for each decal, but they're pretty small. They'll be fun chasing those around a saucer of water. And then the instructions, single piece of glossy paper, double-sided. Seafox, you've got the option of wings folded, wings extended, option of photo etch propeller or using the part on the sprue, and photo etch is for the struts holding the floats on, and also for the struts and between the 2 wings. If we turn over, yeah, there's just the picture of the 2 options for the Seafox. Coming down to the Walrus, again the option for wings extended, wings folded. A bit more photo etch on this one. Photo etch struts for struts between the wings, struts that attach the engine, machine gun, and some other parts. It has Has undercarriage as well, so interesting that both options have the undercarriage fitted, so it looks like at first glance like the wheels need to be fitted, although I'm pretty sure you can leave those off and fill in any gaps if you wanted to actually put it on water. So, looks straightforward. Let's have a closer look at the instructions and a closer look at some of the sprues. So the top of the page is the usual stuff, layout of the sprues, then come down the usual warnings, then what the icons mean, and a little sentence that starts off with dealing with PE requires more patience. Isn't that the truth? And then we get down to the CFOX, and it starts off by showing you how to fold the pieces of PE in the right ways and a quick image of what you're supposed to end up with. And then you come down to simply putting the parts in the right places to either make it with wings extended or wings folded. You also have the option of a PE propeller to replace the plastic one. That's about it for the first side. The reverse of the sheet starts off with a couple of pictures of completed CFOX, one with wings folded, one with wings extended. Then it follows roughly the same format for the walrus. Start off with some diagrams showing you how to fold the some of the pieces of PE so you end up with the right thing. I see up here it also shows you the option to replace the struts on the wingtip floats with PE. And then you come down and basically follow either one of the two sets of instructions, one for wings extended, one for wings folded. A couple of options in here to choose from. You can replace the propeller with a PE item, and you can also remove the plastic engine support and replace that with a PE item. I think that PE item will look an awful lot more realistic. And then you come down and basically it's finished. Add in some small pieces of PE. It's quite a lot of pieces of PE to go into a single 1/700th scale aircraft, so the level of detail overall is pretty impressive. I've done a few of these Flyhawk 1/700th scale aircraft, and they do have a lot more detail than most, shall I say, and leave it at that. And it'll add a bit of time to building them as well, but you do end up with something that looks a lot nicer.